Heath Ledger's Joker will go down as one of the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be in the history of Joker portrayals in movies, cinema, animated, and comics. And yes, I know I quoted Bret Hart's famous line, but sue me, I have an opinion. Um, the Joker in The Dark Knight was simply the most phenomenal acting I ever seen. From he had everything from character motivation to actions to plot to acting ability. It was just so perfect to see Heath Ledger play as the Joker. It was sad that what happened to Heath Ledger, that this performance ultimately would be his downfall in terms of life, since Heath Ledger passed away after playing the Joker. Somewhat ominous, like, and there's word going around that his journal leaked online that may have that he foreshadowed his death, giving a creepy message. I don't know, I haven't looked that up yet, but I want to just specifically talk about the Joker in The Dark Knight. He is possibly one of my all-time favorite comic book villains, and that's a given. And my favorite portrayal of him being by Heath Ledger, and I gotta be honest, Jared Leto is gonna have a lot of work if he wants to even come close to Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight in the upcoming Suicide Squad movie. And so far it's but right now we'll have to wait to see the movie before we can make an official sentencing. But here's what I'm gonna go down with. Like, the Joker in the movie was simply phenomenal. He, like, the way he was introduced, not the bank robbery scene, that was just like an opening introduction, and it just shows him at the last minute and then he leaves. But like his introduction when he arrives to the mob's meeting, like, it was so well told and so well acted. Like, saying, here's this pencil, I'm gonna make it disappear, and voila, it's gone. And like, after he slammed the guy's head in, and like, yep, that's Joker material. That's something the Joker would probably do in the realistic vibe they're giving it to the Dark Knight series. And also, and how he casually would say, "Yeah," when one of the mobsters says, "You think you can just come in and take all of our money?" And Heath Ledger just goes, "Yeah, like I could do whatever I want. I'm the Joker." And that just made me laugh. And then there's his arrival at the party and how he crashes it. Like, at first, when he kills one of the mobsters, he goes in and goes with his total knife storyline, saying, "You want to know how I got these scars? You see, my father was an alcoholic, and he beat me and beat me. I hated my father." And then, like, everyone initially thought, okay, that's a forced reason, kind of standard, generic, psychotic way of doing things. And then at the party, he threatens Rachel and says, "You want to know how I got these scars? You see, I had a wife and whatnot, and I personally will gladly cut my own face in order to make her smile again. And now she detests me." And I'm like, this guy is just making this all up. He's just a complete psycho. Like, this is a true psychopath here. And like, there's also the famous interrogation scene, the best way to confront the Batman and the Joker without any physical altercations until like 3 minutes later. How the Joker says that Batman and him are very similar. They're freaks of society, and his reasoning for how society is going to go down, saying, when the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. You see, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve. And like, what? Okay, when pretty much when things go down, the society will panic and overreact, and how that has sadly been proven throughout history. When something bad happens, like one little pebble is thrown off this big pile of rocks, then the whole thing falls apart. And like, the motivation of the Joker to spread chaos, thinking that's the natural order of things, his motives were making logical sense, like using history as an example, and how he confronts Harvey Dent after his Two-Face transformation, introduce a little anarchy, and upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. It's like, the Joker is completely insane. Yet at the same time, he's an ingenious, insane madman. like everything he says sounds like so much sense, but he's doing it throughout the wrong reasons. But everything he just says half the time sounds like he's making sense. Like he's the natural order of everything. That he's humanity fully realized, as I quote from the Nostalgia Critic on that. And the handheld camera shaky cam scene, yeah, like I kept thinking like that was something like a terrorist would do, and how he goes ahead and says, "I'm a man of my word," and like, okay, that was creepy, and Heath Ledger playing as the Joker, like I know a lot of people were concerned how he's not. He looks like the Joker, but doesn't feel like the Joker. And then you saw the actual movie, and Heath Ledger blew it out of the park. Like I don't think there'll ever be someone to replace Heath Ledger's Joker with anyone else. I don't think future Jokers will try to replicate this kind of power, but it's never gonna happen, in my honest opinion. No one can beat Heath Ledger's Joker. It remains one of my favorite Jokers of all time. And I'm giving Jared Leto a chance, but like I think he might come down as the third best or second best. This one remains the top. And the most interesting thing about this Joker in The Dark Knight is that the Joker actually wins. Like in Dark Knight Rises, and I somewhat consider it a little bit insulting that they don't talk about him at all. Like they indirectly mention him whenever they talk about Harvey Dent and the incident that transformed him. They never talk about him directly because I think they would have to also explain what happened to the Joker during the 8-year period of peace, if you can call it that, of lies. But in a way, the Joker actually won in the end. Think about that. The Joker actually won in the end. Like, he transformed Harvey Dent into becoming just like him and all of society's current evil standards. And then Bane revealed the truth about him, and like, oh my god, the Joker won. The Joker actually won. He beat Batman. And virtually at his own game. Oh my god, Christopher Nolan is a genius on this. Like, he has a way to make it look like the Joker lost, but ultimately the Joker won. He exposed Harvey Dent as just like everybody else kind of thing. He like exposed Harvey Dent, brought him down to his level of insanity, and and oh my god, this was brilliant storytelling from him. Like, this is the kind of impact that directors wish they could make out of villainous actors. But like, and and how I also know that Heath Ledger probably was going to appear in The Dark Knight Rises. I think he was going to help Batman take down Bane. I don't know. But I really did found the ending to him, the last appearance of Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight, like very ominous of how he goes and says, when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, you won't kill me for some misguided just sense of justice, and I won't kill you because you're just too much fun. I think we're destined to do this forever. And I was like sad hearing that line, like saying, yeah, you are, Heath Ledger. You're destined to do this forever. Why? Like, this guy was so good as the Joker, and I really wish there was more of him. And I wish he didn't pass away so soon. Like, he finally peaked. He finally was at this spot where all these other legendary actors are, and it's all taken away from him. And this would probably go down as the best performance for Joker I've ever seen. Like, there's no competition, in my opinion. Who can ever be better than Heath Ledger? Who can beat Heath Ledger's Joker? I hardly think no one can. And that's why I think Heath Ledger's Joker is the best Joker of all time, and how I find The Dark Knight and how his portrayal was. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more.